We've all been there. Someone disrespects us, maybe it's a snide comment from a coworker, an insult from a stranger, or even a dismissive look from someone we care about. It stings, right? But what if I told you there's a way to handle disrespect without letting it ruin your day? The ancient Stoics, people like Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and Seneca, had incredible wisdom on this subject. And today, I'm going to share how you can handle disrespect like a Stoic. Ready? Let's dive in. 1. Recognize that disrespect is an opinion, not a fact. The first thing Stoicism teaches us is that disrespect is merely someone else's opinion, it doesn't define you. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. Think about it. If someone calls you incompetent, is that an objective fact? No, it's just their opinion. And opinions aren't truths. Would you get upset if a child called you a bad driver when you know you drive just fine? Of course not. The same principle applies to any form of disrespect. It's their judgment, not reality. One way to reinforce this idea is to develop a strong inner compass. Ask yourself, do I respect myself? Am I putting in the effort to be the best version of me? If the answer is yes, then why should someone else's words hold so much weight? The more you cultivate self-assurance and confidence, the less external judgments will shake you. Also, consider this, disrespectful remarks often say more about the person saying them than they do about you. When someone lashes out or tries to belittle you, it's often a reflection of their own frustrations, insecurities, or even jealousy. Instead of internalizing their words, try to view them with curiosity rather than offense. Ask yourself, why did they say that? What does this reveal about them? This shift in perspective takes away their power over your emotions. Remember, in the grand scheme of life, the opinions of others are fleeting. What matters most is how you perceive yourself. The next time someone disrespects you, take a step back, remind yourself that their words are not facts, and move forward with confidence. 2. Pause before reacting. When we're disrespected, our first instinct is often to react emotionally, snap back, argue, or dwell on it. But Stoics teach us to pause. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Think about a time when someone's words pushed your buttons. Maybe a coworker made a rude remark, or a stranger was unnecessarily harsh. Your gut reaction might have been to snap back or stew in anger. But what if, instead, you gave yourself a moment to breathe? Here's a practical exercise. When you feel disrespected, take a deep breath and count to 3 before responding. This short pause gives you time to choose your response instead of reacting impulsively. This moment of stillness allows you to step back, assess the situation objectively, and decide if responding is even worth it. Another great trick is to visualize yourself as an observer rather than a participant. Imagine you're watching the situation unfold as if it were a movie. Would you admire the person who reacts with poise, or the one who loses their temper? This shift in perspective can make all the difference. The Stoics believe that self-control is the foundation of inner peace. The more you practice this habit, the easier it becomes to stay calm under pressure. Over time, you'll find that disrespect no longer has the power to shake you like it once did. Instead, you'll respond with clarity, strength, and wisdom. 3. Understand that disrespect says more about them than you. Seneca once wrote, "A person's judgment of you is more a reflection of them than of you." If someone is rude or dismissive, it often comes from their own insecurities, stress, or lack of emotional intelligence. Imagine a coworker snapping at you during a meeting. Instead of taking it personally, ask yourself, could they be having a bad day? Are they dealing with something difficult? Shifting your focus from yourself to them takes the power away from their words. You start to feel empathy instead of anger. When you recognize that disrespect often stems from personal struggles, you develop a sense of control over your emotions. Rather than reacting, you can choose to detach and remain composed. Additionally, people who habitually disrespect others tend to struggle with their own emotional well-being. Their negativity is not a reflection of your worth, but of their inner turmoil. By acknowledging this, you can choose to respond with grace, patience, or even indifference. At times, a kind response can disarm their negativity entirely. So, the next time someone disrespects you, remind yourself, their words are not about you, they're about them. This mindset shift alone can free you from unnecessary emotional turmoil. 4. Reframe the situation. Reframing is a powerful Stoic tool. Instead of seeing disrespect as an attack, see it as an opportunity to practice patience and resilience. This mindset shift can turn frustrating encounters into personal growth exercises. Let's say a stranger insults you online. Your immediate instinct might be to defend yourself, fire back, or let their words ruin your mood. But what if you saw it differently? Instead of getting angry, think of it as a free lesson in controlling your emotions. You're being given a chance to strengthen your self-discipline, just like an athlete training their muscles through resistance. Marcus Aurelius often reminded himself that difficult people were his training ground for virtue. Every encounter with a rude or disrespectful person is like lifting weights for your mind. The more you handle these situations with composure, the stronger your emotional resilience becomes. Imagine a boxer who never spars. How will they be ready for a real fight? Similarly, if we never face challenges, how will we develop true inner strength? Next time someone disrespects you, pause and ask yourself, how can I use this moment to practice patience, self-control, or wisdom? Instead of letting negativity pull you down, let it refine you. When you start seeing obstacles as opportunities, you become untouchable, not because the world stops throwing challenges your way, but because you've mastered how to rise above them. 5. Remove toxic people from your life. While Stoicism teaches us resilience, it doesn't mean you have to endure endless disrespect. Strength isn't about tolerating mistreatment, it's about knowing when to walk away. If someone repeatedly disrespects you, you have every right to set boundaries or distance yourself. Seneca wisely said, "Associate with those who will make a better man of you." In other words, the people you surround yourself with influence your mindset, energy, and well-being. If someone constantly belittles you, undermines your confidence, or drains your energy, they are not helping you grow. True resilience isn't about enduring toxic behavior, it's about recognizing when to step away for your own peace. Think of it like pruning a tree. You remove dead branches not because you dislike them, but because they hinder new growth. In the same way, cutting off toxic relationships isn't about being cruel, it's about making space for healthier, more positive connections. Setting boundaries can be as simple as limiting your interactions with negative individuals or directly addressing their behavior. If someone constantly criticizes you, you can say, "I'm not comfortable with these kinds of comments," or "I value mutual respect in my relationships." If they refuse to change, you have every right to walk away without guilt. Surround yourself with people who uplift you, support your goals, and encourage your growth. Your mental and emotional well-being. 6. Choose indifference over anger. One of the most powerful Stoic responses to disrespect? Indifference. This might sound counterintuitive at first. After all, when someone disrespects us, our natural instinct is to defend ourselves, argue, or prove them wrong. But Stoicism teaches that true strength lies in remaining unshaken. Epictetus advised, if someone speaks badly of you, do not defend yourself against their accusations, but instead reply, "Yes, they don't know the half of it." What he meant was that taking insults seriously gives them weight. Instead, by responding with humor or indifference, you take away their power. Think about it, when someone insults you, they expect a reaction. They want to provoke anger, defensiveness, or insecurity. If you react emotionally, they win because they've managed to control your mood. But if you remain indifferent, their words fall flat. It's like trying to punch a cloud, it simply absorbs the blow without resistance. Try this. Next time someone is rude or insulting, don't engage emotionally. Instead, respond with a simple, "Okay, interesting point," or even a slight smile and move on. By doing so, you demonstrate that their words have no hold over you. Over time, this practice builds inner strength, making you untouchable to petty negativity. The Stoics believed that mastering your reactions is the key to inner peace. When you embrace indifference, you reclaim control over your emotions, and that is the ultimate. 7. Don't let disrespect distract you from your purpose. Sometimes, the best way to handle disrespect isn't through silence or indifference, it's with humor. But not the kind of humor that's sarcastic or mean-spirited. Instead, a light-hearted, self-assured response can completely shift the dynamic of a conversation. Epictetus had a brilliant take on this. He said, "If anyone tells you that a certain person speaks ill of you, do not make excuses, but answer, 'He was ignorant of my other faults, or else he would not have mentioned only these.'" This kind of response takes what was meant as an insult and turns it into a joke at your own expense, but in a way that exudes confidence rather than self-doubt. Think of it this way: when you don't take an insult seriously, you strip it of its power. Imagine someone says, "Wow, you're terrible at this." Instead of getting offended, you could laugh and reply, "I know, right? It's amazing I've made it this far." Or if someone calls you lazy, you could say, "Absolutely. I even take breaks from my breaks." Humor catches people off guard. It diffuses tension and often leaves the other person unsure of how to continue their attack. More importantly, it keeps you in control. When you respond playfully, you show that their words don't shake you, because, at the end of the day, true confidence isn't about proving people wrong, it's about not needing their validation at all. 8. Respond with humor or kindness. One of the best ways to diffuse disrespect? Humor. A witty, light-hearted response can turn a negative situation into a non-issue and show that you're unbothered. Instead of letting insults get under your skin, you can use humor to shift the power dynamic. For example, if someone sarcastically says, "Wow, nice job," instead of getting defensive, you could reply with a grin, "Thanks. I'm thinking of making it my signature style." This kind of playful response sends the message that you're not taking their words seriously, which can often disarm them. Another effective approach is self-deprecating humor, which takes the sting out of an insult. If someone says, "You really messed that up," you could shrug and say, "I know, right? If there were an award for this, I'd definitely win." This approach makes it clear that you don't take their criticism to heart and keeps the situation from escalating. On the other hand, kindness can be just as powerful. If someone is rude to you, responding with unexpected kindness can catch them off guard. Instead of snapping back, try saying, "I hope your day gets better." This can make them pause and reconsider their behavior, as they might not expect such a response. Think about it: when someone is trying to provoke you, they expect anger or frustration. But when you remain calm, respond with humor, or even show kindness, you take away their power. It's a classic Stoic move: you control your reaction rather than letting someone else dictate your emotions. That doesn't mean you should tolerate ongoing disrespect. If someone repeatedly disrespects you, setting boundaries is essential. However, in everyday situations, whether it's a rude coworker, a stranger online, or an impatient customer, humor and kindness can be excellent tools for maintaining your composure. Next time you face disrespect, take a breath, smile, and decide, will you diffuse the situation with humor or take the high road with kindness? Either way, you win. Disrespect is an unfortunate reality of life, but as the Stoics teach us, we don't have to let it control us. We can choose how we respond. Whether it's through reframing, indifference, humor, or setting boundaries, we always have the power to dictate our reactions. Remember, Marcus Aurelius faced criticism as emperor, yet he saw every challenge as an opportunity to grow in patience and wisdom. Epictetus, who was born into slavery, refused to let insults define his worth. Seneca reminded us to surround ourselves with people who uplift us rather than drain our energy. These Stoic thinkers faced far greater adversity than most of us do today, yet they mastered the art of resilience. The next time someone disrespects you, pause for a moment. Instead of reacting impulsively, ask yourself, is this worth my peace? Most of the time, the answer will be no. Instead of getting caught up in anger, see it as a chance to practice self-control. If the situation allows, use humor to lighten the mood. If necessary, walk away and set boundaries. No matter what, keep your composure, that's where your true power lies. At the end of the day, respect isn't something we can demand from others. But we can always respect ourselves by choosing how we respond. That's what Stoicism is about, not changing the world, but changing our mindset so that we remain unshaken by it. So, the next time someone tests your patience, take a deep breath and remember, their words only have as much power as you give them. Stay calm, stay strong, and keep moving forward. Thanks for watching. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. See you in the next video.